evening. Welcome to the Glazov gang. Our panel this evening, Nonie Darwish, the author of The Devil We Don't Know and a modern-day freedom fighter. Back by popular demand, Tommi Trudeau, the producer of Groovy Foods. The one and only Anne-Marie Murrell, the national director of Politichicks.tv and also the editor-in-chief there.
That's right.
Okay, now you can clap for each other. I found that very distracting.
Do I get the best job tonight?
Oh, we love you, Tommy.
We love you, Tommy. We love you,
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the panel, Glazov gang members. Before we get into the serious discussion of our time, very quickly, Anne-Marie, you have some great news for us in terms of...
I do. Is this our cultural moment?
Well, is that including the Dennis Prager great news?
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
so exciting.
Okay.
Politichicks.tv, we are partnering with Prager University, Dennis Prager. We're going to be hosting all of his Prager University videos, and they're amazing. It's like 5-minute instructional history, all kinds of wonderful things. I have something else, though, for you.
Okay.
This is my cultural moment. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I really
You always
appreciate
give
that.
everybody else presents and chocolates and stuff, so I had to get you a big giant. I was going to get you one like this big, and Mark was like, no, that's
Oh, I really
gross.
appreciate it. Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. And
You're
I love
welcome.
chocolates, so
I
it's
know.
very touching. And
Happy
your guys'
Valentine's Day.
presents?
It's in the car, but I left the door open so it could be stolen. Just, you know.
Anne-Marie,
so
I
if
really
I go out there and it's stolen, then, you know, what are you going to do? Huh? What are you going to do?
A big heart from us.
Okay. Anne-Marie and Mark, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
Actually,
Okay.
I got you the same thing I got you last year for Valentine's Day. Nothing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
I'd love a Valentine's
Nothing.
Day present from Tommi Trudeau.
I'm getting you, I got you the same thing I got you last year. Nothing.
Anne-Marie, it's very much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let us begin with the Islamic Grinch who stole the Olympics. Profound, fascinating, superb article by Nonie Darwish in Front Page Magazine last week. Let me just let you take it away, Nonie. We've got the Olympics happening. Islam hates the Olympics. You've pointed out some very interesting thing about why. Go ahead.
Yeah. People in the West don't understand the Islamic psyche and how a symbol like the Olympics, which is a celebration of world unity. We are living in a very hostile world. And the whole world waits for the Olympics to bring us close together. All nations are treated as equals, to have fun in peace, celebrate humanity, celebrate excellence, competition, fair competition. And you find the radical Muslims threatening the world, and nothing is mentioned by Islamic leader. Nothing is mentioned by the so-called moderate Muslims. It just felt to me that we have to talk about it honestly. So I wrote this article to expose this psyche of envy. Islamic envy is very real, and it's behind a lot of what they call terrorism, just to spoil it to the world, to spoil the safety of humanity. And I'm just saddened by this condition, because somebody has to expose it. Even Muslims themselves, the people who consider themselves the good Muslims, they have to really take responsibility for people who are doing this in the name of Islam. They can't just ignore it and act like it's none of my business.
And you know, Nonie, that is exactly what the world does do, is ignore it. And it's incredible that everything that the Olympics represents, as you point out in your article, of achievement, of sports, of competition,
Excellence.
Everything. And we've got a religion and a culture that demonizes this event. and has such a minimal percentage of achievement and excellence when it does try to participate, countries from the Islamic world.
Yeah.
And in terms of women, and we had one of the pictures in the article of some of the Saudi women trying to practice to be in these events, but they have to wear burqas and veils and all this stuff. And it's incredible that the world doesn't say one word about this.
There is something that the
Your article is actually the only article, I think, in the world that was written on this topic. And it's a disgrace. Thank you so much for writing it. I just mean, what a disgrace that only one person in the entire world has written on this. Right?
Yeah, and there's something that a lot of people don't know. That all these female competitions where the Arab teams go, Arab female teams go, these same teams never compete against each other. When I lived in Egypt for 30 years, never saw Arab females compete for any kind of sports. They only send their female teams to the Olympics because they want to kind of save face in front of the world. It's almost like we do it just because we're envious of the West. They are not doing it for their own benefit, for the benefit of those oppressed girls who need to do some sports. They are not doing it for that. They are doing it because they want to be seen in the world that the Muslim women are not oppressed, and here they are coming to the Olympics. Where are the teams competing amongst themselves in the Arab world? Nothing. There is nothing.
And again, a complete silence from the media and the international community on this.
Yeah.
And it represents and symbolizes, among other things, the oppression of women.
Totally.
Anne-Marie, your thoughts on the Islamic Grinch who stole the Olympics? And by the way, the Islamic Grinch who stole the Olympics by Nonie Darwish, put it into Google and put frontpagemag.com and you'll find it. Fascinating article. Anne-Marie?
Such a great article. I love that. You said one thing. You said that the biggest sport that Islam has is terrorism, and they get a 10 with that one, for sure. It's weird that even in swim competitions, people they shave their legs and they shave their whole body in order to be faster. I mean, these people don't stand a chance.
No.
Why are they even there? Why are they there? Because of envy? Because they want? It's a weird dichotomy. They want to be respected, they want to be elevated, and yet
that's a psyche.
They have no way to do that as is. It's disgraceful.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Tommi?
Well, there's a reason why there's only one article in the world on this, is because only one person in the world has the courage to speak out. The mainstream media, they know this, but they're cowards. And Nonie, one of my dearest friends, has the courage to speak out on this, and it takes a tremendous amount of courage, and I greatly admire your integrity and your knowledge, and I thank you.
Well, I'm amongst very courageous people, all of you, and it's just, I learned it from you guys. I learned my courage from people like Jamie.
Yeah, I like this conversation better.
No, but it's true, because when I came to the United States, I was not a courageous person. I came with baggage. I came with the same shortcomings. The reason I understand this culture is because I was in it. I lived it, and it took me years to get rid of that.
Okay, thank you.
To write a book that's called "Now They Call Me Infidel," who can do that?
Yeah.
You.
Okay, thank you very much, and we do agree
respect.
with Tommi, and thank you so much, Nonie, for all the truths that you tell, and especially also the danger that you face for doing it. Before we move on, since we're on the Olympics, if we could take time back, not that anyone's too old here to do it, but if you were fresh and, let's say, 22 and pursued your greatest love of a sport, what sport would you have been in the Olympics or tried to make it to the Olympics? Anne-Marie?
Nonie, you go first. I need to think.
Nonie?
For me, probably figure skating.
Figure skating?
Oh, wow.
Okay, now is that a dream of yours, or did you at one time figure skate?
No, I did ballet
for
a few months in Egypt, and then
Fantastic.
my aunt told my mom, make her stop dancing ballet, because if she does that, the boys will touch her when they are dancing together, and that's not proper. So that's how I ended my sports aspirations.
Well, it's very interesting how the discussion comes around, because if it wasn't for Islam, you could have pursued ballet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so ballet, but that might have translated into figure skating.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Tommy, any sports for you?
I think I would have headed up the German schnitzel eating team if I was younger, Glazov. And of course, I'd have to immigrate to Germany. But a good crispy schnitzel, I'm an
I don't
Olympian.
think that's not in the Olympics.
Don't tell me about the Olympics, Glazov.
Okay, is there anything else? What?
No. Why do you...
No, okay. I'm
You know
just
what?
asking.
I tell him my dreams, and what does he say?
I'm just
Is there
asking.
anything else?
Okay,
Is there anything else?
Okay, Anne-Marie? I know that you were
is
involved in some
cheerleading?
sports, right?
Cheerleading.
Cheerleading?
Yeah.
No, but come on, I know maybe soccer team or
Um,
volleyball or basketball. What did you play?
Nice crispy schnitzel.
I like
Anything?
schnitzel.
Really?
Okay, so...
cheerleading.
But is that in the Olympics?
It's as much in the Olympics as schnitzel eating.
Okay, so ballet for Nonie, right?
Figure skating.
Yeah, but
Oh.
my culture ended it after
Figure
3
skating.
months of exercise. I mean, practicing ballet, and unfortunately,
Okay.
I had to end.
Okay, so aside
about
from...
you?
Okay,
You,
aside...
you.
my dream
Yeah.
would have been on a hockey team or a boxing team. That would have been my dream.
Oh, cute.
No, it's cute. Okay, so now but aside from some of the laughter here, just want to end with this note that when we see the figure skating and the ballet and all those female competitions in the Olympics and the lack of female competitors from the Islamic world, again, incredible the silence of the commentators and of the media on that, because
Yeah.
it represents something. And the feminists in the West are completely silent.
Exactly.
Okay, so we
And
want
what a tragedy, all the magnificently talented women in the Islamic world will never get a chance to shine. And that's the greatest travesty.
Yeah.
Because of some backwards 7th century buffoons. Of course, I'm speaking only of the radicals here. Buffoons. Continue on.
Thank you very much, Tommy. And again, you can never be too repetitive on this, because even what Tommy's saying right now, there's a lot of people gasping probably and saying, don't say that. And yet, so multiculturalism trumps women's rights in the eyes
Well, I
of the
speak
left,
only
right?
of the radicals, of course. Buffoons.
Absolutely, Tommy.
7th century
Or the
backward.
I must add one
Buffoons.
thing.
Okay, go ahead, Noni.
That my daughter
Okay.
is a figure skater, and she
Excellent.
went to nationals, and she's accomplishing what I aspired for.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
beautiful.
I see. So she's maybe
That's
taking the
beautiful.
torch and carrying it
Yes,
on for
yeah.
you, right?
So I have, at least I stopped my cultural problems, and I have 2 beautiful daughters who are, nothing stops in their way.
I actually came and watched one of those competitions or events where I saw your daughter skating, and
Yes.
she was magnificent.
Yes, she
Yeah.
invited you.
Yeah, I went
Yes,
a couple
that's
years
right,
ago. It was
yeah.
magnificent. So congratulations. And maybe she'll end up in the future Olympics.
Yeah, well, it's just for her that I'm very happy for
Right.
her.
We have a couple minutes left in this segment. Again, Nonie Darwish, another great article
Yeah.
at frontpagemag.com. Radical Islam migrating to red states with Obama's blessings. I mean, it's just getting so eerie now. Let me get this straight. In the Middle East, the people who have links to terror now are allowed to emigrate to the United States, whereas before there were very strict rules if there were some suspicious links. Now, if you have those connections, Obama has made it more flexible and opened more possibilities for individuals like this to move to the United States. How could a person who cares about the national security of the United States that's leading the country do this? Nani?
Jamie, this is very serious, but it's not getting any national attention, unfortunately, because I communicate with Egypt, and I have a cousin that that keeps me posted with what's going on, and he told me several times that the radical Muslims in Egypt are on the run. They have nowhere to go, either to reform or do more violence.
Let me interrupt for 1 second. I'm sorry, Nonie. In other words, what we saw happen in Egypt when the military countered the Muslim Brotherhood and took power,
Exactly.
now the radicals and the Muslim Brotherhood's on the run. They have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to
And
go.
Obama says, come over here,
Come over
fellas.
here. And at the same time, when I hear the President of the United States changing the laws to make it easier for terror-linked people who, how are we going to even know?
Nonie, we're running out of time.
Yeah. So,
But let me say this. He's making it easier for people linked to Islamic terror to come to the United States. Please tell me that he's making it easier for Christian cops from Egypt to come to the United States
at
too?
the same time, actually there was a deal between Hillary Clinton and Morsi not to absorb a large number of the Christians.
So we want more Muslims connected to terror, less Christian cops escaping
Christian.
from terror.
And the problem is there is so many refugees all over the Middle East of Muslims who are running away from governments who don't want them anymore.
And this is, it's such a bizarre, tragic
the
picture.
top language of immigrants to America is no longer Hispanic. It's Muslim.
Wow.
It's Arabic. This is the language of the new immigrants to the United States.
Thank you, Nonie. I'm sorry, we've run out of time in the second segment. Very quickly, I'm sorry. Anne-Marie?
Part of her article, she said 20,000 applicants, Christians in Egypt, only 800 to 900 Christians were approved to come
By
here.
the State
Out
Department.
of
By the State
20,000
Department.
Christian
20,000.
cops who are
Yeah.
facing persecution,
Persecution.
8 to 900 are allowed in.
Yep.
Yeah. They're limiting it. They're working in harmony with the requirements of the governments of Muslim countries not to take all the Christian population that wants to escape.
And you know, the Muslim Brotherhood has penetrated the Obama administration in the last 4 years and in our government. I wonder why this is happening.
Yes.
Tommy Trudeau,
Well-
final words of wisdom go to you.
With this current administration, political correctness trumps any sense of fairness, any sense of sanity. Also, the tragedy is that many people are being discriminated against. Many Christians and people of other faiths and people from other countries are not being allowed to immigrate while one group has the floodgates open. That is unfair. That is discriminatory. That is a travesty.
And you are so disgusted with Obama that you are now going to leave the Democratic Party.
No.
Oh.
We'll be back for our second segment of the Glazov Gang in just a minute. Join us then.